On September 20th, 2022, in a game between the Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals, Carlos Correa slid into second base on a stolen base attempt. The throw ended up being on the first base side of second base, and Correa's right shin collided with Royals second baseman Michael Massey. Immediately upon contact, Correa fell on his back in pain while grabbing his right ankle. As we're seeing here, Correa grabbed that right ankle more than once. After the game, according to Dan Hayes of The Athletic, Correa said that Massey had collided with the plate on his surgically repaired ankle, and that instantly it went numb and there was some vibrating. Correa also claimed that he was immediately fine. But Correa was also just 2 weeks away from the end of the 2022 season, after which he was planning to opt out of his deal with the Twins and become a free agent. So on one hand, we can imagine that Correa wouldn't want to publicize an injury so close to free agency. Was he hurt? Was he fine? We may not have the answer anytime soon. In June of 2014, while a Houston Astros prospect with the High-A Lancaster minor league team, Carlos Correa suffered a serious right leg injury sliding into third base on a triple. He had to be carted off the field, required surgery to fix a fractured fibula, and he missed the remainder of the season. The right ankle injury was bad enough that when he returned, he wore an ankle guard for quite a while. And even though that was 8 years ago, his surgically repaired right ankle is now the subject of discussion after the San Francisco Giants' 13-year, $350 million contract offer fell apart less than 1 week after agreeing to terms with Correa. On the heels of that, Correa's agent Scott Boras was in contact with the Minnesota Twins. According to Dan Hayes, Boras wanted them to increase their bid, but the Twins pushed back and refused to increase their previous 10-year, $285 million bid, and also requested a time frame for a physical with Correa and said that they'd need more time to look at the matter. According to The Athletic, Boras wanted nothing to do with that, so he pivoted to Steve Cohen. Within hours, the New York Mets agreed to a 12-year, $315 million deal with Correa. But according to John Heyman and Ken Rosenthal, the Mets now also have concerns about a medical issue in Correa's physical. It's believed to be related to Correa's surgically repaired right ankle. Given Correa's own comments right after the September 20th game in which something happened to his right ankle sliding into second base, there is now considerable smoke in the situation. The real question is, what did these two teams find in Correa's physical? And why was Correa's agent in such a rush to find a new deal for Correa only hours after the Giants' agreement fell apart? Was Correa's side hoping to sign with a new team before news of a possible injury became more widely known? Surely this would have come up on any physical with any team. And now we wonder, how will this impact him going forward? As a reminder, Correa opted out of a 3-year deal with the Twins, which was paying him $35 million per season. If there was a concern with his ankle, he could have easily remained with the Twins, worked through it before opting out and later becoming a free agent again next year. Instead, he left Minnesota and his future is now looking more uncertain with each passing day. There's also a concern about the long-term status of Correa's ankles and how they may limit his playing time over the remainder of his career. In 2016, he missed time with a left ankle injury after twisting his ankle while running out a base hit against the Texas Rangers. This was a nasty looking injury and it looks even worse in slow motion. Let's slow this right down and see exactly what happens to Correa's ankle here. He was hurt badly enough from this ankle roll that he immediately went down to the ground, and he stayed there for several minutes before the training staff eventually helped him off the field. The following year in 2017, he also left a game against the Atlanta Braves when his left ankle collided with catcher Tyler Flowers' shin guard during a headfirst slide into home. Then later in September 2020, Correa missed 2 games due to a left ankle injury after fouling a ball off his ankle. It was bad enough that he had to be helped off the field by Josh Reddick and an Astros trainer. After the game, he couldn't put any weight on his left ankle. The x-rays were negative and he was diagnosed with a bone bruise. Ankle injuries can happen to anyone, but when a plate is attached to broken bones, there's always a chance that things can shift after the fact and cause problems or concerns like we're now seeing with both the Giants and the Mets. However this plays out, Correa will now have to ease everyone's concerns and prove that his ankle can be durable enough to play a 162-game schedule each year. Since 2017, Correa has missed considerable time due to injuries to his back, ankles, finger, and ribs. Durability is everything when negotiating a long-term contract like Correa had hoped to, but as we're now finding out, sometimes when there's smoke, there's also fire. Correa and his team will now have to work quickly to extinguish any concerns before it costs him more years and dollars. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of our other videos. And check out this other video that's on the screen right after this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, go Twins!